Hello friends, I wish you all very happy and pleasant day. We have already discussed about the first part of the story, the desert. Now today we will just discuss the second part of desert. I hope you will enjoy that and it will make this lesson desert easier for you. So we'll proceed towards that. So here will come with that, dear students. All living things need water in order to survive. We know that all living things they need water to survive, to live. The few plants and animals that live in desert have developed the ability to require less water than most of plants and animals. But if we'll observe, if we'll study, we can get the idea that most of the plants and animals in desert they require lesser water in comparison with other plants and animals. The camel, popularly known as the sheep of desert, can drink a lot of water at one time. Camels can do without water for days together. We can take the example of camel over here. Camel requires less water because whenever water is available, camel drinks a lot of water at a time and then it stores that water in its body. Now the question arises that how is it possible for camel to sustain that much water in the body for a long time? So here we'll get the idea about that. The reason is they sweat very little. We sweat because we must keep our body temperature constant. So we can take camel or other plants and animals in desert. They sweat less. We sweat more. Why? Because our body temperature has to be maintained. It is our requirement. We sweat when it gets hot, and this cools the body. When we sweat, our body gets cool when we feel high temperature. But the animals and plants like camels in desert, they sweat less. So how could they sustain without sweating? Camels can stand high body temperature. Very simply, camels can stand at high body temperature. It's not like us that again and again they have to sweat and they have to maintain the body temperature if little bit temperature is more. So camel can stand at high body temperature. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. So animals like camel in this desert, they do not need to sweat more, and therefore they can retain, they can store water in their body for a long time. The smaller desert animals do not drink water. Another, the smaller desert animals they do not drink water. So how could they get the water? They burrow underground during the hot day and come out at night to eat. Very first, when there is scorching sunlight, when temperature is very high at the daytime, these smaller desert animal they burrow themselves, they keep themselves hidden underground and they come out at night. Some of them eat other animals and get water they need from the moisture in the meat. Some of these smaller animals, they eat the other animals and they get the water in the form of moisture from the meat of those other animals. Other eat plants and seeds and get the water they need from plant juices. And some of other animals they eat plants and seeds and they get the water from the water content. They get whatever they need. They get from the juices of these plants or the seeds they eat. Desert plants also adopt themselves to the life they lead, and there is adoption also. What is meant by adoption? Here some words are there. Burrow means what? To move underground by digging. Moisture means wetness. Okay. Then absorb means to take completely. So we'll again come to the point. Desert plants also adopt themselves. So adopt means they change themselves. Okay, according to climate over there, according to the climatical condition, they change themselves to the life they lead. Cactus plants store water in their thick stems. Cactus plants, they have thick stems, and they store water in their thick stems. Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rains that occasionally falls. And also cactus, they have their stem, their roots nearby the ground, and occasionally sometime there happens raining, and they absorb the water from that rain. The major feature of all desert is of course dryness and variations of temperature. So there is variation of temperature. Dryness is the feature of desert. In humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of sun. In humid climates, sometime when there is raining, okay, or sometime in desert also humid climate is there. Humid means which contains the moisture, wetness. Okay, in the moisture, so the moisture in the air acts like blanket and protect the earth's surface. So that in humid climate, when there is humid climate is there, it protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of sun. The absence of this blanket in desert causes the desert to heat up rapidly, and whenever this blanket or this cover of moisture is absent, in the absence of that, the desert, they rapidly become hot. Okay, the absence of this blanket in desert land causes desert to heat up rapidly during the day and to cool off rapidly at night. So at night, when there is a cool atmosphere, again this land, okay, is surface of earth is covered with the moisture. Desert are an important part of nature's great plan. They are there like the dense forests and deep oceans. So dear students, as we have dense forests and deep oceans, deserts are also an important ecology. An important ecology means what? There is also the life. There is life of animals, plants. Okay, there is also a life system over there. So desert are an important part of nature's great plan. So deserts are also the great plan of nature. Means deserts are also important. They are there like the dense forest and deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless part of earth. As those are dry and hot, we cannot say that it is useless part of earth. Okay. So dear students, I hope you must have got the clear idea about the lesson. Thank you very much.